Welcome. In this video I'm going to be taking a look at this WORKPRO 4-piece double-sided magnetic collapsible tool tray set. So this was provided to me by the distributor, but they're not compensating me for this video and they're not reviewing it before I post it. If you find this video helpful and you want to purchase one of these, I'll put a link to it in the description, and if you use that link it helps me out a little bit and doesn't cost you anything extra. So let's get this open. So here we have the set. We have 4 trays and the 3 smaller ones fit inside of the larger one. We have a thank you card here. And we have a little brochure with their other products. So let's get some sizes on these trays. So the bottom of the largest tray is about 5.5 by about 9.5. And you can see the tape measure is sticking to it. The medium size one is about a little over 4 5/8 by a little over 3 5/8. And then the small one is around 1 5/8 by 3 3/4. So these expand like so. These are all the same height. These have a magnet on the top and on the inside. So I think we can go here, see how we do this. This inner magnet should come out of here. There we go. So these are both magnets, but you can take this out so you can clean it. So see, that will stick here and that will stick. Stick that back in there. There are a couple different reasons to put a magnet in a tray like this. One is to hold your sockets, tools, screws inside of the container. The other is so you can magnet it to something. So if you're working on a car, you could magnet this to a car and it will keep it from falling. Now, in certain instances, you might be able to magnet this to the side of, say, like a furnace, and you take some like motor mount screws out and you could like magnet it to the inside, and this might even work completely vertical. Now, one of the really nice things is that these can be stored on the side of a toolbox or maybe a metal workbench. So here I have a toolbox. And I can store these trays right on the side. That way if I ever need one, I can just pop it off, take it, put it right back when I'm done, and I don't have to go hunting for it. I'm going to go grab some things to put in here so we can test these. Okay, I have a few items here. I have some large wood screws. Let's see, I'll place those in here. And here are some kind of multi-purpose screws. These are smaller. And then I put some tools in this tray. So we have these screws here. I'll turn it upside down. Now, some of these will stay in and some won't. If they're touching the magnet fully, they're going to be a little bit more secure. So I can turn these upside down, but if they're kind of stacked up, they're not going to stick as well. Now here's some smaller screws. These are kind of stacked, and the ones that are touching the magnet more or less stayed. So when you stick them in here, you'll probably want to kind of give it a little shake. Let me see if I can get these out now. So if I were to take these and stick these in here like so, just give them a little shake, and then they'll spread out across the magnet, and then they'll be in there a little better. We lost one there, but relatively secure. So when we have tools here, I have a pair of pliers, some wrenches, and I have a pair of slip joint pliers. Now if we look at this here, the slip joints are kind of falling. Well, the slip joint pliers have a rivet on here, and this side, the rivet sticks out a little bit more than this side. If I put this side down, you can see this doesn't stick very well. If I go to the other side, it sticks a little bit better. But these aren't great for sticking to a magnet. Now these pliers are a lot flatter, and those will stick on there a little better. Same with wrenches, like so. There's no magic to this. It's a magnet, and certain things are going to magnet better than others. Now you could put a super strong magnet in it, but it would be very heavy, and then it'd be hard to like take screws out of it. So there's always a trade-off when doing this kind of thing. But this actually holds these pliers on here pretty decent for when it's on that flatter side of the rivet. Now you don't have to have these expanded. You could have these in the lower mode. So with these screws, these are small screws. I don't have to put my hand in quite as far to grab one of these. Now for this one, I think it makes more sense to have it up high because this is more open, easier to get my hand in. So let's head out to the car and see how you could use this in a car. So here we are at the engine bay under my car. As you can see, it's pretty filthy, but there is a lot of plastic under here. But on most cars, you're going to find that the strut towers are going to be steel. So I have the magnetic holder, and I can place that right there, and that's magneted on there. I can also place it over here. So if you're disassembling things from the car, you can place your nuts and bolts in here, so you're less likely to misplace them. A lot of cars will also have metal up here, but this one's pretty much all plastic. Now you can just use this like that, set it on a piece of plastic, that's perfectly fine, and then the nuts and bolts you put in there will be magneted to the base, and you'll be less likely, like if it tips, to lose those. And again, you might want to give it a little shake so they spread out and touch the magnet. So that's the WORKPRO 4-piece magnetic tool tray set. This set's nice that it comes with 4 trays because if you're like me, sometimes projects take a while, so the trays can get tied up for weeks at a time. Since these collapse and are magnetic, you can place these against your toolbox and they're not going to take up a lot of room, but then when you need to use them, you can pop them open. It's nice that these have magnets on the bottom and on the inside, so you can magnet these 2 things, and you also have a magnet to store your tools or your nuts and bolts. So these could be good for mechanic work. They could also be good for carpentry work. Maybe you're working up on a ladder and you're installing screws. You can put your screws in one of these. Now most ladders are going to be made of aluminum, so this won't stick to the ladder, but this can help retain your screws. Now these are made of silicone rubber, so they should be pretty easy to clean, like if they get greasy or something. And again, you can take that inside magnet out to help clean it also. So that's all I'm going to cover in this video. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments. If you liked this video, please click like. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, I'd appreciate it if you could do that. And thanks for watching. Until next time, goodbye.